Want to become a confident public speaker? Well, today I'm going to be sharing with you probably some of the most important advice that I can give you on this subject. So stay tuned, Limitless TV, we got it coming your way right now. So do you know what the number one fear on the planet is aside from death and taxes? It's public speaking. This is the thing that people are more afraid of than anything else. Think about that for a moment, how crazy that is. It's like, I'm afraid of death, I'm really afraid of public speaking. And you know what? I think that a lot of us as kids and humans have had opportunities where we've gotten in front of that microphone, deer in the headlights, didn't know what to say, and it was deeply, deeply uncomfortable. This video is about how you move past that and how you develop confidence. And I've been public speaking now for well over a decade. I've done thousands of presentations. And I want to share with you a few of the things that I have learned that have really been game changers for me, starting right now. This first one is so good that I recommend that you write it down. First of all, you got to ask yourself, do you want to be a public speaker? Why would someone want to be a public speaker? Why would someone even desire to figure that out? Because it's when it's something that you're afraid of. I think deep down, many of us believe that we are messengers. There's a message that we are intended to give to the world. And when we are hiding from delivering that message, there's something that is left empty and unfulfilled inside of us. I personally believe that you have a life mission and purpose. And that purpose is never a solo journey. It's nothing that you were ever meant to just do with just yourself. You know what all life missions share in common? People. The bigger the dream, the more people you need. The massive dream requires a lot. Big goals, big dreams take lots of people. And ultimately, lots of people in dream fulfillment and sharing a message comes down to influence. So if you believe that it's important for you to develop any level of influence in your life over other people, then guess what? Step number one, choose into being a powerful, amazing speaker. That's the first thing that I want you to try on right now. Now, by the way, I speak into creation what I want, not who I've been. So I'm really comfortable stepping into the unknown and claiming something that's never been true for me before. And I want to invite you to try that on right now. If you want to overcome a fear of public speaking, then you need to start by claiming who you are in public speaking. And here are some thoughts and ideas you can try on. I am a dynamic public speaker. I'm charismatic on stage. I share my mission with conviction and with purpose. I'm funny. I'm fun. Who are you when you're on stage? And what is the mission that you want to share? My mission is to help transform the world by letting go of limitations and stepping into a limitless life. I do that through helping people create wealth, helping saving marriages, putting marriages back together. I do that by helping people essentially create the bodies that they want, stepping into their personal power. And today, public speaking is all about personal power. It's not about no limelight getting in front of all these people. It's about, can you stand your own ground with confidence and share the message that you feel that you have for the world? So that's step number one, is decide who you are. And this could be the perfect moment. In fact, I'd invite you to try on that. This is the perfect moment. I'm a public speaker. Say it. I'm a public speaker. This time say it with some confidence. I'm a public speaker. Step two. We got to get you to start practicing some influence. And that just means you got to find a way to start sharing your message. Now, I totally get that your first time getting on stage, that can be a real scary place. So I'm going to share with you an even simpler way of starting right now. Social media. Yep, you're actually using social media right now. You are on YouTube watching this video. And right now, our world lives so much through media that media is a perfect place to start sharing your message. If you're on Facebook, for example, or if you're tweeting or Instagram, you can share a picture and you can share words. So these are the three levels of influence to really get yourself started on your journey as a public speaker. Number one is to start sharing your message in written form. You've got time to polish it. You've got time to edit it. You've got time to think about it before you post it. And when you make that post, you're going out there and telling the world, I have something to say. And instead of just talking about what laundry detergent you like or a great movie or a book that you read, tell us about something meaningful in your life. Once you have learned how to share through the written word, next you get to learn how to share through audio. Audio is simple because you don't have to look at my face yet. You don't have to watch my face talk and move. You don't have to worry about, what are you presenting to them through video. Right now, we're just sticking with simple media, which is audio. Once you've gotten really good at writing your message, now it's time to record it and share these audio presentations with people. And then obviously the third level is going to be shooting a video. Shooting a video can even be more difficult, or going Facebook Live, than even speaking live at a live event. But it all falls into that category of, now I'm wielding a much greater level of influence. I have confidence with my words. I have confidence with sharing my words because they're recorded, and now I have confidence sharing them in a video format. Those are the first 3 steps of stepping into influence, and in my personal experience, they help prepare you for overcoming that fear of public speaking, because guess what? Say it, I'm a public speaker. And number 2, I share my message. These are 2 things that you can be doing right now. Next, I want to start getting into how you public speak, and that there is a demand that our world has on us today for how we share a message, in which way they are the most receptive to what we want to say. Now, if you want to become a confident public speaker, what I'm about to share is extraordinarily unintuitive, and yet for me, it's the most important part of public speaking. The biggest fear comes from messing up and being seen by all of these people and letting them see you mess up. I'm actually going to invite you to try on that the greatest strength you have as a public speaker is messing up. Why? Because you're human, you're real. There's 2 types of speakers out there. There's the disingenuine, inauthentic, polished, perfect speaker. And then there's the other speaker that is very human, very relatable, and very much like you and I. I think that the number 1 secret to being a great public speaker is a human being who is willing to be vulnerable. What does it really mean to be vulnerable? For me, being vulnerable is dipping into my privacy pot of things I don't like to share with the world. And the reality is, we've got security settings on what we consider private. Some serve us and some don't. Some things are sacred to me and private, and they aren't to be shared. But there's a host of other things, the majority of other things that we put into privacy, that the real reason why they're there is because we are afraid of being embarrassed or judged. And yet, that is where you are most relatable. That's where you're connective. For me, a great public speaker has the ability to connect with their audience in a very genuine, authentic way. And that requires a level of vulnerability. Am I willing to share my mistakes? Am I willing to share what hasn't worked for me? My life is filled with difficult moments where I felt lost and things I really didn't want people to see. And yet, many of them have been consecrated to bringing about deeper connection, I think mutual respect, and a place for us to go somewhere. You know, an example of that is something as simple as sharing one of the hardest moments of my life. It was coming home and finding my wife in tears. I'd only been married a few months and I was completely confused, but with those type of tears, I thought something truly horrible must have happened. When I asked her what was wrong, she said that she couldn't pay the bills. She said that couldn't pay for our rent that was due in 5 days, couldn't pay for college coming up. But it didn't hit me like a ton of bricks until she said she didn't have any money to go grocery shopping that day. That day I decided that I was a pathetic provider. I decided that I was failing my wife and that I wasn't the man I wanted to be. That's a real moment in my life. It's not something that people are proud of, or moments like that people like to share, and yet the world today is starving for authenticity. We don't want to meet the suit. We want to meet the man or the woman behind the suit. We want to know who you are when you're not polished. We want to know who you are off camera. And so if you want to become a public, confident speaker, I want to invite you to define confidence rather than being polished. I want to invite you to define it as being willing to vulnerably connect with your world. Because when you connect with one, you connect with everybody. And that right there is probably the number 1 biggest piece of advice that I could give you to develop a greater level of confidence, is to master vulnerability so that your people can see you and so that you can see them and so that you can connect in such a beautiful manner that wherever your message is designed to take them, it can go there. You know, in life they sometimes say that practice makes perfect. Wrong in public speaking. Perfect practice makes perfect. So take this advice to heart, keep on practicing, work at it, and implement some of these highest level tools that I've shared with you. We got more tips coming your way here on Limitless TV. And don't forget to subscribe. Also, you can check out our 3-day Limitless event where we actually have a boot camp on how to step into the highest level of transformational speaking. If that interests you, come check out our 3-day event and learn what it's all about.